discuss the fatty acids. So the first is the saturated fatty acid. We all know how the formation of the fatty acid. So why it's acid? Because it contains carboxylic group. So this is the only double bond that is present in the saturated fatty acid. So there is a carboxylic group which is contains COOH, and that's why we called it is acid. And then is a number of the carbon which they are saturated with the hydrogen. But now I will mention the names of the fatty acid with their number of the carbons, so you can memorize what the names of these fatty acids. So the first fatty acid is called formic acid or methanoic acid. So this is a Latin, okay? Methanoic acid, that's mean it contains one carbon. Methanoic acid, and the name, or we can say the nickname, is formic acid. So there is a number of the carbon is 1. Acetic acid or ethanoic acid, 2. Propionic acid, the same, the number of the carbon is 3. Butyric acid, the number of the carbon is 4, or we can say butanoic acid, so they are share anoic acid. Valeric acid, the number of the carbons is 5, but with the Latin penta, that's mean 5, so pentaanoic acid, the same as valeric acid, the number of the carbon is 5. Caproic acid, hexaanoic acid, the number of the carbon is 6. Enanthic acid, heptaanoic acid, the number of the carbon is 7. Carbylic acid or octanoic acid, the number of the carbon is 8. Pelargonic acid or non-anoic acid, the number of the carbon is 9. Capric acid, that's a little bit famous. Capric acid, or we can say decaanoic acid, the number of the carbon is 10. Ondecyalic acid or ondecaanoic acid, 11. Lauric acid, or we can say deuteranoic acid, the number of the carbon is 12. Tricyclic acid or tridecanoic acid, the number of the carbon is 12. Tricyclic is 13. Myristic acid or tetradecaonic acid, the number of the carbon 14. Pentadecalic acid or pentaadionic acid, 15. Palmitic acid, which is common also, hexadeanoic acid, 16. Margaric acid or heptadecanoic acid, 17. Stearic acid or octadeacoic acid, 18. Non-adicyclic acid or non-adionic acid, 19. Archidinic acid or icosanoic acid is 20. Inoscosialic acid, 21. Pianic acid, 22. Tricocyclic acid, 23. Lignoceric acid, 24. Pentacosialic acid, 25. Cereatic acid, 26. Heptacosialic acid, 27. Montanoic acid, 28. And we have non-acocyclic acid, 29. So we measure its known. Milsialic acid, it's 30. So all these the names of the fatty acid just to memorize them. Thank you so much for listening.